Last week, we watched the movie that I've been afraid to watch for like 10 years. This week, we watched the movie that Micah's been afraid to rewatch for like 10 years.
7 or 8.
Still, we're rounding up.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so we watched Gone Girl this week.
Let me say right off the bat, I know that this is the month of spooky. This is our Halloween spooktacular. We made a promise that we were going to be watching spooky movies. This does not fit into the season very well, in my opinion.
That's fair.
I recognize that. We both recognize that.
Yeah.
Continue.
Let's just do the parents guide really fast.
Okay.
So this is rated R. There is language.
Yep.
There is nudity and sex. There's a bit of gore, like one scene.
Yeah.
There, trigger warning for.
It's hard to really.
Grape.
Yeah, kind of.
But it is there.
It's a present theme.
Yeah.
But it's not. Let me put it this way: it's not like the girl with the dragon tattoo, where you have to endure a scene where it actually happens.
Mm-hmm.
It's more just like it's a topic of discussion, and this being a mystery, it's like, did that happen? Did something? I don't know. It's sort of like that, where you're questioning it.
Is that everything for the parents guide?
Yeah. Why don't you? Yeah, give a synopsis, and then why don't you talk a little bit about your previous experience with this movie? I have not. This was a first time watch for me, by the way. And honestly, I'd stayed away from it because of Micah's very negative recommendation.
Okay, we will talk about it. Okay, so the movie starts off with Nick Dunn, who's played by
Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck shows up at his house, and his wife is not there, and it is a suspicious thing. Okay, yeah. So his wife Amy goes missing. The police suspect foul play. Because of certain things that are in the house when they do a walkthrough after Nick calls the police. Like I said, suspicious, whatever. To the public, they have a very happy marriage, but Nick is constantly complaining about Amy to his twin sister Margot, about how his wife's a bitch and she's the worst and he wants to leave her, and they've been together for 5 years and he hasn't left her, but he loves to complain about her. And so I would say the first half of the movie is Nick's experience with Amy being missing.
No, I wouldn't say that.
The first half is, the first however many days, and then he gets arrested.
Okay.
It's hard to give a synopsis on this without giving anything away.
This movie's told out of order. There's things that it'll say like day 1 of being gone or whatever. What does it say exactly?
It's either day 1 missing or day 1 gone.
Gone. Yeah, day 1 gone. And then it'll play through a day and presents you with what's happening in Nick's life, from a sort of first person perspective. But then there will be these diary entries that you read of Amy's that she voices over basically. And it will add context to where their relationship actually was. And you find out that this is how you find out that their relationship was not perfect at that time. It started out really well, like a fairy tale, and you have flashbacks of them meeting and dating and getting engaged, and it's really happy and really cute. And like goals, right, Micah?
Hashtag goals.
I mean, in general, this couple, goals. Wouldn't you say?
That's so cringy. Don't ever say that again.
And for those of you that have seen the movie, you know how funny that comment is, because very much not goals. It's not that funny.
Mm-mm.
And it's sort of told out of order. Like it'll be day 1, and then it goes linearly to like day 10, but then it goes back to day 5 at a certain point afterwards. So it's sort of told out of order in a very Christopher Nolan-y sort of way. It turns, I guess, what would have been a sort of conventional mystery into something more interesting than that. And it's really effectively done. Again, David Fincher, the director of this movie, most of you will know him from The Killer. He directed The Killer. That's what you'll know him from. But he's just got a really, really strong knack for taking, I guess, boring stories and turning, not boring, but like you've seen it a million times before kind of stories and turning it into something fresh and interesting. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you talk about your previous experience with this movie?
Okay, so as we all know, I'm very sensitive to spooky, scary, kind of dark, unsettling things.
Yeah.
Even now, I
Yeah.
would say I've become a lot more desensitized.
Yeah. What do you think was the moment where you started to turn? What movie was it? Was it
Uh,
Game of Thrones?
mm, no. I mean, remember when we watched All Quiet? That was rough.
That that
But
that was that
that
was the
was
one.
no, there was a stuff before that. I'd have to think about the movies that we've watched.
Okay.
Okay, so I was like 19 maybe when I watched this the first time. And I'm 27 now, so I've had a lot of years to be desensitized a bit more. There's a few different parts of this movie where I was like, holy shit, like, I'd never seen anything like this. I'm scared. Why would people do this? The world is scary. I'm just a girl. Help.
Uh-huh.
You know?
And then on the back of her experience, she'd been like, "Never watch Gone Girl. It is
Because it was
so
so scary to
gross
me
and scary,
at the
and
time.
this happens, and that happens, and this
And
happens."
then we watched it this time, and I was like, wow, I blew this out of proportion. And really, there's only one part of
Yeah.
this movie now that I was like, I can't watch this.
Yeah.
And I knew that it was coming.
To be fair, it is pretty unsettling.
Yeah.
And I touched on it a little bit in the last review we did for Dragon Tattoo, but in David Fincher movies, when violence happens that you are supposed to be kind of off-put by, he always makes music choices that are very off-putting.
He does a good job of what he's
Yeah.
trying to accomplish,
Yes.
you know? And so I will say this movie's not as scary as I thought it was.
No,
This movie's not scary.
it's really not.
There's just a few parts where there's a bit of gore
Yeah.
or there's a bit of psychological warfare almost going on that you're like, wow, I can't believe people act like that. But again, this movie's not that bad.
No. And it's not that bad and it's really good.
It is very good.
Yeah.
Like, I actually kind of like this movie now.
Yeah.
And I would watch it again.
I was like very impressed by this one.
Yeah.
I thought it was like the writing. Okay, so the writing I sort of go back and forth on because it almost felt too sharp at the beginning, like especially when they meet each other. And
But you have to remember that's recollection through a diary,
yeah,
also.
yeah, and that another reason that this is so brilliant, I think, is she's the narrator in a sense, but she's very unreliable.
Mm-hmm.
And this movie is sort of all about
Unreliable narrators.
unreliable narrators, but also like also changing yourself to be a fit for a certain situation, or changing yourself to be what you want your situation to be like, and changing your partner into the partner that you want so that you can live the life that you want and present the life that you want. It's all like that's a big theme of this movie. And so her recollection of their meeting might be totally doctored by her to
Mm-hmm.
look the way that she wants it to look to the viewer.
In her diary. Yeah.
Right. Which I mean brilliant touch
Yeah.
based on like the theme of this movie. And I hope I haven't given anything away by saying that. This movie will have you believing it's one thing, and it's interesting enough with the procedural and she's gone and was she killed and did the husband do it? Was she abducted and who did it if she was abducted? It does one thing and then it turns there's a twist probably in the middle, and then it becomes sort of a different kind of movie, and you start rooting for a different set of characters than you were at the beginning. Nevertheless, it remains just as interesting as the first half, if not more interesting than the first half.
Mm-hmm.
It's just really really good, and this is another movie that is almost 3 hours long. At least, no, I think it's 2.5 hours. This one, I'll say that I felt the length a little more than I did with Dragon Tattoo, but I was not bored at all watching it. I was very
I think it helps that we had a little intermission. Got some snacks.
yeah. We did get some snacks. Yeah,
Snacks.
some good snacks. Had some ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
The performances are also really good. I know people. I know I have family members that hate Ben Affleck My dad hates Ben Affleck.
He does?
Yeah. He
Why?
just thinks he's a bad actor. I think he's fine. I
I
think he's
think
good.
in this movie especially shows how good of an actor he is.
Yeah, he
Because
is good.
especially when there's flashbacks through the diary's perspective, the way that he acts, you're like, the way that he is acting,
Hmm.
I kept thinking, that's so stiff. That's so unrealistic. That's so like it's just not natural the way that he's acting and the things that he's saying, and he's just perfect.
Hmm.
But then I look back and I'm like, okay, but we're also viewing these things through her
From the
diary.
diary. Yeah.
And maybe that's just the way that it's written. And
Yeah.
he's acting the
Bec-
way that it's written because that's what she's trying to portray. And then when it's regular life, I think he acts
really
incredibly well and
well.
it's
Yeah.
very natural.
Yeah.
He is Nick Dunn or
Yeah.
whatever, you know?
And this is a movie of details where, like, if you watch it again and again and again, you're going to pick up details that are just really, really cool.
Yeah.
And I'll talk about, if I can remember, I'll talk about one of them when we get to spoiler section, but I'll just say this right now. So, you know, that little gesture he does where
Mm-hmm.
he puts the thing over his chin, I think it means no bullshit, right? Because she can't trust him because of his chin.
Yeah, because he is a villain.
She's like, you just have a very villainous chin.
Yeah,
I think it's your chin. And he's
and so
like,
he
he
covers it
covers
up
it.
to say I'm a good guy or it's okay
Yeah.
or I'm telling the truth or yeah, or no bullshit, you know.
But it's sort of a nuanced sort of thing because it means no bullshit, I think, sometimes, and sometimes at other points in this movie it means bullshit, maybe.
Like he's doing it ironically or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Interesting.
Anyway, hopefully I'll remember to talk about it when we get to spoiler section. I do want to highlight some of the other actors in this movie and actresses. I mean, Rosamund Pike, who is Amy, is she's the actress in this
Mm-hmm.
movie, right? Like she's the performance that you're like, oh damn, really good of all of them in this movie. Ben Affleck does great as a supporting lead, but it's really the Rosamund Pike sort of show. I really liked Tyler Perry as the lawyer.
Yeah, he did a good job.
Yeah, I've always just sort of heard Tyler Perry referred to in sort of derogatory ways. He makes a million movies and they all suck and they're all just kind of garbage. He's really good in this. Very, very likable, very believable. Boyd Holbrook was in it. I was
Mm-hmm.
so happy about that. I love Boyd Holbrook.
Mm-hmm.
Was there anyone else?
She, I feel like, is famous.
I liked the detective a lot. The lady detective. Yeah, Kim Dickens is her name. I've definitely seen her somewhere before.
Deadwood.
Maybe Deadwood. I don't remember her from Deadwood though.
The Blind Side.
I'm picturing her face though, and I don't know what character to associate with. Yeah, I don't know.
She's the teacher. Not the tutor, but the teacher that says, he's really talented and he has a lot of feeling. He just. You know that?
I thought Kathy Bates was the teacher.
That's the tutor.
Oh. Oh, thank you for smoking. Maybe it's that.
Well, she's in a ton of movies and shows. I just can't pick. You'll recognize her face when you see her, though. I just
Yeah.
can't. Neil Patrick Harris is in this also.
Yeah, he does a good job.
Yeah.
There was a funny joke in this movie where it's day one of her being gone, and they bring Nick, who is Ben Affleck's character, into the station, and they're like, "Did she have any friends? I don't know.
No, she didn't
What
have any.
what is what does she do all day?
I don't know.
I don't know. She keeps busy.
She likes to read
Okay,
books.
what's her blood type?
I don't.
Okay, you don't know who her friends are. You don't know what she does all day, and you don't know your wife's blood type. Could you
And they're like, okay, well, have you called her parents?
go call her parents, please?
Go call her parents right now. So he goes down the hall and he's like, I haven't had any service. So he goes down to the payphone
Uh-huh.
and he calls her parents.
And then the assistant detective or whatever is like, should I know my wife's blood type?
And the head
And then the head
detective.
detective was like, no.
No.
She's giving him shit.
Yeah.
It's just a funny part of the movie.
I think we just need to go to spoilers.
Do we?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, this is I really liked this. I thought this was very good. It's another David Fincher movie that I don't think I've seen one from him that I haven't been to one degree or another impressed by. Let me just look them up real fast because that's fun. How many of these has Micah seen? Let's play that game. Have you seen Alien 3, Micah?
I don't think so.
I have not. and I won't. Have you seen Seven, Micah?
I don't think so.
Yeah, Micah's not seen Seven. Seven's really good. Micah has seen The Game. It's the one with Michael Douglas and Sean Penn, and
Oh, yeah.
we'll watch that again and review it for this channel. Fight Club, Micah has not seen. I've seen. I wasn't the biggest fan of Fight Club, to be honest. That's maybe the one that I've seen of his that I've liked the least, surprisingly. Zodiac,
Yeah.
love it. Really love Zodiac. The Curious Case of Benjamin Button.
Yeah.
You like that one?
Oh, I've seen it.
Okay.
I thought that's what you were
Do
asking.
you like it?
It's okay.
This
Have you not seen it?
No, not all the way through. I've only seen parts.
It's fine.
The Social Network.
I've seen that, right?
Yeah, I really like that one. The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, Gone Girl, The Killer, which is his most famous for sure, and Mank. Remember when we started watching Mank?
We did?
Yeah, it's in black and white.
Yeah.
Gary Oldman.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
You do know who Gary Oldman is, right?
Yeah, the guy from Slow Horses.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, Harry Potter.
Guess what?
What?
He is a knight now.
Oh.
He was knighted.
So he's Sir?
Yeah, Sir Gary Oldman.
Sir Gary Oldman.
If anyone deserved it, I mean, it's him. He's really good.
What did he do to deserve to be knighted?
Good acting. So I've liked pretty much every single David Fincher movie that I've seen. I'll have to watch Fight Club again. I just wasn't the biggest fan of it the first time, but yeah, I've liked all the other ones I've seen. This is quality wise just as good. It might be one of my favorite ones of his. So I think I'd give this a 9.
Oh.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I'll give it a 9 banana flex out of 10.
Fair. I think I'm gonna rate this an 8.5.
Pleasuring yourself with a wine bottle.
Oh, that's nice.
That's not what that was at all.
No. I think I'm gonna rate this an 8.5. Why would you rent a house that big?
Oh,
out of 10.
Yeah, that.
But again, I think I was just a baby before. This movie's very good.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it this time, and I would watch it again, and I would recommend this movie.
All right.
So spoilers ahead.
Okay. I mean, where to even start? Sheesh. You start off really not liking Banana Flack. You like him at the beginning because he's very charming when they meet each other and whatever. And then you find out that he threw her into a staircase at a certain point in a fit of rage from her diary, and you're like, oh, so he is just an awful piece of garbage. And then you find out he was having an affair, and you're like, yeah, he sucks and he's a dick. But then you find out that Amy found out he was cheating and has secretly always been a complete psychopath, sociopath, and decides, oh, you want to cheat on me? I'm going to kill you. I'm going to destroy you.
I'm going to frame you for murder. My murder.
And you're going to get the death penalty eventually because Missouri has capital punishment. Then you find out some of the diary entries are true.
And some of them are not.
Some of them are just straight up lies, like him throwing her into a staircase. Never happened. Never
Probably
once happened.
But did it? Because at the end of the movie, he slams her into that wall.
I think that's the first time he's ever been physical with her at that point. Because,
but really?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe not. But like, that's the way that I read it, is he's just, at this point, he's fed up with her shit.
That's what I think. But also, maybe not. Maybe not. That's the truth.
I mean, I don't know. There's a book. We could read the book.
Nah.
Okay. But like the way that he was presenting in that scene in the police interrogation where they're reading parts of the diary, he's being very honest about what's true and what's not. And then when they get to the part where he shoved her, he's like, no, that never happened. Never once happened. I believed him.
Yeah.
I thought he was being honest with his statements about the things in that journal. And then she just checkmates him, doesn't she, at the end?
Yeah. So basically, she framed him for her murder. She runs away. Series of events happen. She has to ask for help from this guy that has been obsessed with her since high school.
A stalker.
Right,
and he's super rich.
He's so rich.
But was he a stalker, actually?
I think he actually was.
Maybe. Oh, but her parents said.
Yeah.
But no, because her parents said the same thing about that other guy that he goes and talks to in the bar.
Right, but the way that he's acting...
Yeah, he is weird.
I think that he kind of is.
Okay.
He has been obsessed with her since high school and all of that, okay? So, he's creepy. She can't stay with him. She ends up killing him. But
I don't think he would have hurt her though. I think she would have been allowed to leave. He's I don't know what he
he's
is.
finally being able to play out a fantasy.
Right. But like he's also not,
And
for lack of a better word, he's too weak-willed to keep her
yeah.
there. So if she wanted to leave, she could have left.
And he even says, like, I won't force myself on you.
Right. And he's
And I
just
kind of believe that.
he's just a strange weirdo fuck.
Yeah.
But like I don't think he meant her any harm ever.
Right.
Um
Anyways, okay, so she runs away. She has to go to Neil Patrick Harris. I don't remember his name. Ends up killing him and uses that as a way that she can come home and says, he
because
kidnapped me,
yeah,
held me hostage, and I was able to
and
escape.
assaulted me,
Right.
and you know,
When she comes home, she's like, honey, I'm home. And he's like, you bitch.
fucking bitch.
Yeah. And then she faints and uses, and she hasn't thought this well out. And the detective is onto her.
Yeah, because her story doesn't make sense.
Yeah. And
But
it was so annoying to me that
it became a federal case
right
at a certain point, so the detective no longer has
jurisdiction over it.
Right. And
but it bugged me when what's her name? Amy. She comes back from being dead and she's in the hospital and she's saying like, woe is me. All these terrible things happened to me, and she's getting interrogated, talked to by the FBI. All of the FBI are dudes. The only woman in there that is also supposed to be talking to her is the detective.
yeah, the local
And
police.
she's the only one that sees through Amy's bullshit.
Yep.
And that bugged me because, like, why are they painting the FBI to be like a bunch of idiots? And, like, sure, the movie is about how Amy duped everybody,
Yeah.
but I don't know. That part bugged me because I just didn't
want
find that very realistic.
I want a sequel where they actually do look at because Neil Patrick Harris had cameras all over his place, on the perimeter, actually, not the
On the
inside.
outside, yeah.
Oh, that's right. Okay, because I was thinking
Because that's why she goes to the window.
the part where she murders him. She's walking around after like nothing is wrong. So like you could look at footage of that and be like, you don't look like a woman who's scared for her life, really. You look like someone, because she hid the box cutter under the pillow, and she also claimed that she was tied up. But it makes sense if there's no cameras inside the house. So okay, that
Well, I also don't
resolves
think
a
it makes
question I
any
had.
sense because she said she was tied up for a month. And if she was tied up for a month, her wrists would have
Yeah,
scabbed, and there would have been scarring more than.
yeah, and then and she comes home, and Ben Affleck eventually meets with his lawyer and his sister and the
detective,
and he's like, she fucking admitted to me that she killed Desi, is his name, that she killed Desi. She admitted it to me. How can we get her? And Tyler Perry's House of Lawyer is like, look, man, you guys are the most fucked up people I've ever met. You guys should start a reality TV show.
Because Amy's like, I have to make sure you're not wearing a wire. So she goes and gets in the shower, and then Nick, undresses and gets in the shower also. But their shower is huge, so they're like,
and he's like
a full state away from each other inside of the shower.
And she's like, and he's like, I'm leaving you. And he's like, are you sure that's a good idea? Abused, battered wife comes home to husband who then just abandons her, and he was cheating on her the whole time. They'll crucify you for that. So she just, she's manipulating him and whatever. And then in this meeting, he tells his lawyer and he tells his sister and the detective about their conversation. And the detective is like, I can't prosecute this. It's not my case anymore. I'm not allowed to.
You said the detective said that?
Yeah. And then Tyler Perry's House of Lawyer says, I don't know, maybe you should be thanking her. You guys have a book deal. Your bar just franchised.
You sold the movie rights.
So, yeah. I don't know, man. Things are looking great. And then he gets up and leaves. And so no one's going to help Ben Affleck get out of this situation. And then he comes home and
he's preparing. They're having an interview with some national host, whatever, TV host, and Ben Affleck is practicing what he's gonna say to out Amy. She's a psycho. Help, basically.
Right.
And Amy, right before,
has a gift for him. I thought it was going to be a tie because she had given him ties earlier in the movie, and it's sort of a plot point.
Mm-hmm.
and it's a long box, and you're like, oh, she's gonna give him a tie to wear on
For
the
this
for the interview, and it's a pregnancy test, a positive pregnancy test.
And it's kind of complicated to tell you explain, but like it's his.
But it makes sense.
Yeah, it's probably his.
But it also could be Desi's, and
Right.
you don't know.
But it's probably his because of the timeline. I mean, she's been home for like 8 weeks or something like that.
And she this is the scene where I was really impressed with Rosamund Pike, I think. He's like, I'm getting a paternity test. This is not real. This can't be happening. She's like, I love tests, because she's fooled other medical tests earlier in the movie.
Which chat said would have been hard to do. The pee test.
The pee thing?
Yeah. Because the protein in the pee probably would have broken down by the time she went and got the test.
Well, she could have gone like the next day.
Still.
Micah, this whole thing would have been impossible to do. No one.
Yeah, but when I was telling you what chat said, you were like defending the movie.
Yeah.
Last night.
Yeah, it was. Well, yeah, because like the plot holes that ChatGPT came up with weren't really that compelling to me, because ChatGPT claimed that everything relied on an exact sequence of events happening at a very specific time, and I just don't agree with that. Like she would have been declared a missing person eventually. It didn't have to be that day. Eventually the media would have gotten wind of it because of who her parents are. Her parents are famous writers, and they have this series of children's books that's based on her, Amazing Amy. So it would have become a national story at some point. All she really had to do was wait and bide her time.
Okay, except that the cops show up to his house and they find clue 1.
Yeah.
Which then eventually leads them to find her diary. If they hadn't been there to find the clue, how would they have found her diary?
Yeah, you don't think that he would have involved the police at some point?
Maybe, but isn't there a chance that he would have found the clue first?
Yeah, there's a chance.
And kept it?
Yeah, there's a chance. But again, like, those were all locations that were connected to their life. They would have been investigated eventually, I think. I think that this kind of holds up when you scrutinize it. I'm sure it doesn't totally hold up when you really put a magnifying glass up to it, but it's not like Silva's plan in Skyfall, where like, yeah, remember I was complaining about this?
The James Bond movie.
Yeah, okay. Where like you don't have to hold a magnifying glass up to it for it to start kind of falling apart. All you have to do is just open one of your peepers a little wider, and then you're like, wait a second. How did he know this was all going to happen?
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
I don't think it's like that. I think it's a little bit more tightly constructed. Anyway, she's so toxic. And he is too.
Yeah.
But like, she is especially. She's out of her mind. Do you remember the part where she tucks him in? And
That's so scary. I would never.
She's like, you know, you can sleep with me, right?
And he goes, I just don't think I'm ready for. I need more time.
Yeah, I mean, because the last man she slept with, she slit his throat.
Yeah.
And she just like looks at him like, I would never hurt you.
And like gives him a little pat on the chest. It's like, you know that. And he's like, what?
Jeez. Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. What a ride, right?
Yeah. Are you glad you watched it?
Yeah. I'm glad that I didn't let your recommendation deter me forever.
Braden, you can see why that movie freaked me out so much.
Yeah.
The unreliable narrator at the time, I was like, oh my gosh, I've never seen anything like this.
How could this be?
Yeah. How could this perfect woman be unreliable?
But like goals, am I right?
Yeah, I know.
Don't you want to just be just like them?
Yeah. Wait, we're not?
Do you wish that it was Casey Affleck instead of Ben Affleck?
Yeah.
Do you?
I love Casey Affleck. I love Casey Affleck more than Ben.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's a better actor, but for this part specifically,
he could have done it.
You think so?
Yeah.
Well, because Ben is just a
broody asshole.
He's supposed to be this like big, manly, charming dude. I think he does that better than Casey does.
Maybe, but I like Casey better as an actor.
Yeah, but Ben's a better director and writer.
Yeah, that's true.
It's not even freaking close.
Not even close at all.
Because Casey Affleck was involved in that one.
That was his project.
Matt Damon one.
Yeah.
Was that
Investigators or something?
Which you watched and it was not good, right?
Yeah, it was trash.
And then Ben did Good Will Hunting
when he was like 20.
He did, but I guess Matt Damon was involved in that too.
Sure, but still.
but he did Good Will Hunting, and then he did Argo, and he did
What was that basketball one?
Gone Baby Gone, and he did the what's the other one that I'm blanking on? The Town
Yeah.
and Air.
Yeah.
Did you know? What was the line again? There's
Up in the air, or
someone said Air, and then I turned to Mike and I was like, and fun fact, that's how Ben Affleck got the idea to direct his hit movie Air.
literally that's all they said. Air. It was like Gone in the Air, or
Yeah, Up in the Air.
Up in the Air.
Something. It had nothing to do with Michael Jordan at
Yeah.
all. And just because it said Air, I was like, Micah,
Did you know?
Ben Affleck. This is where he got the idea.
That was funny. Okay.
Good.
You want to read them our list
Our list. Oh, so
of possible movies?
we're kicking around the idea of watching The Invisible Man, the newer one from like 2023, I think.
With Elizabeth Moss.
Right.
Who Braden hates.
I just am sick of her fucking face in the context of A Handmaid's Tale. She just is always like wearing her little hood, and she's just like
with her teeth out,
and her bags under her eyes, and I'm just like, fuck you.
If it makes you feel any better, I have like zero interest in watching the newest season.
Okay. Yeah, and it's gone on for too long too.
Yeah.
So we might watch that. We might watch Shutter Island. Both of these movies, by the way, neither of us have seen.
Well, you've seen most of Shutter Island.
No, I've seen like 25% of it.
That movie was too spooky for Braden.
Yeah. Well, I was watching it at night, to be fair, by myself. And I was like, yeah, I'm turning this off. So Shutter Island, The Invisible Man, Get Out, also neither of us have seen. And then there was a fourth. I really want to watch Silence of the Lambs, but you let us know if you think Micah will be able to handle that.
Yeah.
I just feel like I need to watch that. I've never seen it. I need to watch it. It's one of those ones. So comment below which ones you'd like us to watch.
Okay, have a great week.
Bye.